It is Sunday the 4th, and I'm going to be doing inspections today for the brood monitoring. But let's take a look at these girls here. Starting out by doing this. You can see they do have some resources there. A little bit of resources. So today is the day I am going to be going back into my beehives today for the AU brood monitoring that they are asking us citizen beekeepers to do. So I'm going to go in and do a couple quick inspections and see if we've got any brood. So I'm not going to wear my full suit. I hope I don't regret this. I'm just going to wear the jacket. It's a beautiful day. It was going to reach the upper 60s, or mid 60s. Anyways, it's a beautiful day, so today is the day to do this. We had a 3-day window when they were asking us to go in and monitor looking for brood. But the weather reports today was the best day, so I'm glad the weather cooperated. And in fact, I can get this done and it not be foul weather. Sometimes you put things off, you should have done it yesterday, is a lot of the case when it comes to bees and beekeeping. But today is the day, and I'm glad I didn't do it yesterday. I don't have my smoker today. I don't feel like I'm gonna necessarily need it. We'll find out if I holler because I get stung. So, it could be a fun adventure. Let's see. They still do have sugar. I know, girls, you don't want me doing this. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. See if I can get you guys over here to see what I've got going on here. And yeah, there's a couple girls that aren't happy with me, but it'll be okay. Okay, so let's see if I can get this back to where it was. I know, baby girls. I know it. Let's see. Let's have some pollen there. On the edge. I really want to see. I know, baby girls. I know. Okay, so I still have pollen reserves. A little bit of honey reserve still. Oh, let's see if you can see her. There's the big fat queen. Do we see her, you guys? I hope I'm getting her filmed in. So she is here. She's up there near the top. She's traveling. She's a pretty one. Okay, so I'm not seeing any brood though. So they definitely have her on brood hiatus still. So this is what I'll be able to report to. They're getting more upset with me. I know, babies. Okay, well, I'm done. I'm done with you. No more. Okay, well. We came in, we saw, I did not see eggs. There's no cat brood. I did see the queen, so we know that we are queen, right? minute to have to settle down because I've reduced their entrance. But they are queen right, so that's good. They did have resources still. We're gonna go over here and check this other hive out. See what we've got going here. Okay. Let's see how this hive is doing. There's a lot of Asian beetles out. A very numerous amount. Okay. Alright. Seems like these girls have moved down. Right, remember this was 2 weeks ago, this was the hive that I merged together because I just didn't think that they had enough, population to be able to keep themselves warm and all that stuff. And that one hive, the way it sounded, I thought was possibly not queen right. So we've got one little bee there on the end, doing this little thing. Because, yeah, they have obviously moved down. Looks great. So this has some resources in it, this box. So they did have resources. See what's going on in there. See how I'm going to have to do something that's too much for them to actually be able to cover, but it is resources. So, let's see what these girls are doing here. All the way to the bottom box. Get our inspection done. Alright. Okay. Alright, look. We can definitely see that they have been using the sugar resources, even though all the way in that very top box there was some honey. Since they had moved down, they obviously were just going for the resources closest to them, which is now going to make it a little bit harder for me to inspect, but we'll figure it out. I see all you girls. I know I'm upsetting you. So this box seems to be smaller than it was last time. Maybe this feels that way. Alright, just have to dump the sugar over. Do what I had to do. Some resources, but here she is. See if I can show you guys her. Over here. Bring you guys over here. So we do have a queen. We are queen right, but her wings are kind of stuck up. This might actually be my Auburn queen. She's got that wing that's kind of deformed. So she'll probably never be able to fly out. Okay, well that's interesting to make note of. Okay, definitely gonna need some new queens going into the new year. Yeah, so she's got the one wing. It's not so happy. but we do have a queen. So that's good. Let's go ahead and put this back. She's obviously not laying. There's no, I don't see any eggs. She doesn't even show indications of trying to lay. She's wandering and not sniffing the cells. So, all right, I dropped all the sugar down here, but here's what it is. Instead of giving them empty frames, I'll give them a couple resource frames. And it's better that way. Let's get this one off. This all has nectar in it. Okay, let's see. How did I want to do this? These empties. Put you in here. Here, let's see you. well, she's queen right. I saw no evidence of eggs in the frames that I looked at. I did see resources, so that's good. The population wasn't as big as the other hive, so I'm glad I did merge these two together. So that was a definite benefit. Anyways, I'm gonna think about more of what I gotta do next. All right, well, I have finished doing my inspections. I'm not gonna go any further with anything. I'm not gonna work at merging these other hives together today. They seem to be doing okay. Everybody's got a queen, so I don't want to mess up those dynamics. I am glad that I put the two hives together 2 weeks ago and that I did give some resources. That hive that is eating the sugar really didn't have to use the sugar, but they are choosing to. And then the other hive, of course, hadn't really touched the sugar, but they did have some resources. So they've got it there. It's there for them. It did look like they had gone up in a few little spots. But anyways, I'm going to get out of this suit and I will talk to you guys in a while. So that was that. Again, I did my inspections. Both of the two hives that I went deep into, both were queen right. So now I'm just going to, and brood less. So I'm just going to report in with Auburn and let them know my findings. And yeah, we've got to do this again in 2 more weeks. So hopefully by then, maybe I'll get to see some eggs. Did not see eggs today. So there are queens. They're not letting her lay, or she's just not laying. Guess it's not the appropriate time to be laying. So they're making themselves take a forced brood break. So this would be a good time to treat the bees also, since there is no brood. Again, I still am choosing to hold off on that. The colony of bees are small enough to where I really might not even make it out with these bees by the end of winter. So of course, as much as I would love to, I have to weigh, do I pay the money for pesticides, or do I continue to just sit back and actually watch to see what kind of bees I have and what kind of tolerance they might have to the pests and diseases that do enter the hive. Again, I did spot that one queen. I believe that is the Auburn queen. So that hive, when they were roaring, maybe they weren't, queenless. And anyways, the resources and how much actual bees were in there wasn't enough for them to cluster to try to stay warm on the cold days. So, I mean, better to put them together and let them fight it out and figure out which queen they prefer than them just freeze. So, and it looks like the queen with the jacked up wing is victorious. So there's that. Anyways, I probably won't have to worry about her flying off and swarming, so that could be a good thing. And anyways, we're just gonna keep saying what we do. That's hive number 5. So we're just gonna, keep an eye on it. And I'm actually happy to see how big the hive, which would be my hive 3, actually how big of a cluster it still does have. So I'm happy with that. And of course, I did find the queen, so, that's great. Anyways, just a little while longer till we go through spring. So we're ramping up for it. It's January now, and we'll be in full-fledged by the end of February. So it doesn't take long. Beekeeping season is always upon us. So anyways, one more time, talk to you guys later. Thanks for hanging out with me, the Cruising Beekeeper, here at Pusa Brand Bees, and talk to you later. Oh my gosh, so I've tackled so much today already. You can see that. My nemesis. And I also pulled a tick off my cat. Today has just been extra. My blood pressure is up because of this. Not the bees, the daddy longlegs and ticks. Yeah.